Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another live stream and another daily Chelsea update, talking all things Brentford title race, Moises Caicedo, injuries, Enzo Maresca, the lot. Chelsea are looking scary again, people. We have got a lot to cover, as always, in tonight's show. Big up to everyone that's already locked in. Make sure you're smashing that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. All of that good stuff. And, of course, you guys will have your chance to call in and have your say on all things Chelsea. The game last night, after I've had a little say on all things Chelsea and covering a few bits of news, you guys will have your say. Yeah, you know, speak away. Enjoy a title race if you think we're in a title race. If you don't think we're in a title race, no problem. But big up to everyone that's locked in. What a game last night. You know, we ground that win out. You know, really, really good performance from us. We showed that we can win games in all different kinds of ways. You know, we're blowing teams away. We're digging in. We're showing we can come from behind. We're grinding results out. This is a Chelsea team now that can win in all different types of ways. You know, this is not just a one-dimensional team. This is a team that is multifaceted. This is a team that's got threats all over the pitch. And this is a team that can win games of football in any way possible. You know, if we go down, I don't feel like we're out of a game. If the game's tricky and, you know, it's 0-0 for a while and we're having to break teams down, we've shown we can do that. We've shown that we can just blow teams away with our attacking quality. This is a Chelsea team right now that, for me, when I look at us and I just think there are very few weaknesses apart from the obvious. Everything we're doing right now is going to plan. The performances of the players are outstanding. Everyone is stepping up and performing. Even Robert Sanchez had a very good game last night. And you just get the feeling that everything's going in the right direction. Of course, the only disappointment was obviously Cucurella's red card after the final whistle. Apparently, he adopted an aggressive attitude. I think it was a bit of main character syndrome from the referee. But do you know what? It is what it is, isn't it? You know, this is where we're at right now. Referees like to be the main character. Referees like to be the center of attention. These are grown men. There was a little bit of handbags after the game. I mean, is it really necessary to be sending players off for, you know, a little bit of a coming together after a football match? Not for me. But, you know, we shouldn't let that take the shine off what was an exceptional performance. You know, really, really good. I mean, we had 21 crosses in that first half. Obviously, Madueke with a brilliant ball in, Cucurella with a header for the breakthrough. And then the second half, you know, we were guilty of missing some chances. Jackson missed a big opportunity, but then he finished a much more difficult chance. And that goal was important. You know, we considered the one at the end through Mbuemo. And then when you see 7 minutes added time, you're sort of thinking, oh, God, here we go, getting a bit nervy. Hopefully this is not going to be the Chelsea of old that gives goals away for fun at the end of games, can't hold on to leads. But this is now a different Chelsea. This is a different team. This is a different proposition. And this is a group of players that are playing very, very well. So, you know, I'm delighted with what's going on right now. It's above what anyone could have wished to see. And there is a chance next weekend. Let's say hello to a few people before we bring the table up. We're not in a title race, so I don't trust our defence. Keep making errors, and maybe next season we could challenge, and hopefully we have Champions League football back at the Bridge. Yeah, of course. Clear Lake definitely buying in January. No, I don't think they will be. To be honest, I think there's going to be very, very little business in January unless there's an exceptional opportunity presents itself, which maybe it will do. Like target today, the Rats, is always 100 likes minimum. So that is the target today. We're 30 in the building already, only 12 likes. Make sure you're smashing the like button, guys. It really, really helps the channel out. We're finally beating our bogey team now. Yeah, look, this is what I was saying. In this run of games, you know, it's now 5 wins in a row in the Premier League. Leicester, Aston Villa, Southampton, Spurs, Brentford. I always said in this run, Brentford game for me was going to be the toughest game because of how they play, because of obviously our record against them. And not only did we get the 3 points, we also, in my opinion, overcame a huge psychological barrier last night as well. Big psychological barrier to show that, you know what, we can beat these teams, and we are showing signs of improvement because we're now beating teams that we that we don't have good records against. Ended the curse against West Ham away. We've beaten Brentford now at Stamford Bridge, to name a few. We won at Wolves away. Those are just three straight off the top of my head where, we've struggled in recent seasons. And, if we can go to Everton on Sunday, we could find ourselves in a situation, because Liverpool kick off at 4:30, where if we win that game, we could actually be top of the league, which would be mental. Absolutely mental. This point, Tosin was good yesterday. Him and Levi Colwell dealt really well with the threat of Mbeumo and Visser. Mbeumo and Visser, very physical, aerially dominant centre back pairing, and Tosin and Colwell kept them quiet, dealt with that physicality really well. I know Mbeumo scored at the end, but overall they both played very, very well. Got to say, pleased for Bowley and all concerned. Yeah, absolutely. It's the ownership, rightfully getting their flowers, and there's very, very little flack, very, very little criticism of them. And that's exactly the way that it should be. Exactly the way that it should be. Because right now, and look, I've been critical of them. We've all been critical of them. But right now, it finally seems 2 and a bit years down the line, the project's finally got lift off. And you can see that there was method to the madness. And actually what they're doing has got the potential to be very successful for many, many years to come. We've got Everton. Yeah, exactly. This is it. This is another big one. If we can get past Everton as well with 3 points, then I'm thinking, do you know what? Yeah, we're a serious team now, but I'll be thinking, do you know what? Right, this team is on one right now. Really, really good performances. Beat Aston Villa at home. Yet we did. And that was a good performance as well. But you look at the situation now with the table, and it was literally pretty much the perfect weekend for Chelsea. We couldn't say we could have had a better weekend if, Fulham had been able to hold on. It would have been great. But, you look at us now, we're the most informed side in the Premier League, and we're finally taking advantage as well of teams making mistakes. Now, of course, we shouldn't be focused on what other teams are doing. We should just be focusing on ourselves. But it's very hard to shut that noise out. And particularly on a weekend like this, where Liverpool drop points, where Arsenal drop points, where Man City drop points, when Aston Villa drop points as well. Brighton lost also. We're on 34 points now. We're 2 points off the top. Liverpool game in hand. So let's call that a net 5 points, because I would expect them to beat Everton, even though the Matt Merseyside derby is now going to be a midweek game most likely, and much, much later in the season. That's not a given for 3 points, but you would expect that. So look, it's a net 5 points still. Let's be perfectly real here. It is a net 5 points still. But the big thing that I'm looking at, guys, is the gap between us and 5th place. Now, of course, 5th place may well still get Champions League football, but I don't want us to be taking any chances on that whatsoever. We saw what happened when we finished 6th last season. We had the Man United won the FA Cup, and we ended up in the Conference League. So I don't want to be taking any chances. I'm looking at that gap between 2nd and 5th, and if that's growing every week, I'm happy. And that's exactly what's happening here. We're now 7 points clear of Man City in 5th place, which is incredible. We're 9 points ahead of Aston Villa. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Let's grow this gap. Let's make sure the gap keeps getting bigger and bigger. Let's secure that Champions League football, and then once that is secured, let's then refocus and have a look at the title. If we're still within, say, 5 or 6 points come February, March time, that's when I can get on board with us being in a title challenge. I'm not getting on the title train in December. I'm simply not doing it. That's my choice. My decision. And look, I've got nothing against Chelsea fans that do believe we're in a title race, but for me, I'm not getting on that title race bandwagon until we get to a situation where Champions League is secure, and then we can move on from there. Is how I'm looking at it. But of course, people are going to have different things. People are going to have different opinions on it. But for me, the reasons why we aren't in the title contention is, one, we got no idea what this team would be like in a run-in, how they would deal with the pressure of a run-in. We don't have enough experience still. And for me, the goalkeeper and the defence is still a little bit suspect. Plus, we're making mistakes still, which you would expect from this team. that title-winning teams don't do. Levi Colwell said it after the Tottenham game. Title-winning teams don't find themselves 2-0 down in 10 minutes. Title-winning teams don't concede goals like we conceded against Brentford last night. Against the better team last night, missing those chances and the chances Brentford had, that could have been a very different conversation. So, whilst we're doing very well, for those reasons that I've given, for me personally, I don't believe we're in a title race. Now, we can look at the table and you could look at the table and say Chelsea are in a title race. But for me, the table right now is, it paints a representative picture. We are very much the second best team in the Premier League at this point in time. We're the most informed side right now over the last few games. But we all know that Chelsea probably are still a little bit short in terms of going for the Premier League title. Now, I'm not adjusting my expectations because my expectation this season was Conference League, 4th place, and let's see what happens in the domestic cups. Once those targets are achieved, then let's have a little look where we are in the table come, February, March time. And then we can readjust expectations and we can go again. But for me right now, it's just putting unrealistic pressure. I want to avoid putting unrealistic expectations on the team and on the players. Enzo Fernandez said it himself. Chelsea are looking to avoid unrealistic expectations. And if you think we're in a title race and we're a title challenging team, then you're going to be annoyed when we drop points against teams that perhaps we shouldn't, that title winning teams or title challenging teams wouldn't drop points against. If you race for the top 4, then, you're going to drop points here and there. And that's part of the process and part of the journey. So, look, by all means, if Chelsea fans want to get excited about the title, think we're in the race, no problem with it at all. It's been a difficult couple of years, but for me personally, I won't be getting involved in that conversation until much later on down the line, because you only set yourself up for disappointment and set yourself up for failure. If we fall short, which I think most people expect us to do, if you generally got it into your head, you think we're title contenders, we're going to win a title, you're just going to end up very, very disappointed. Whereas for me, my expectations have always been get Champions League football. Anything else is a bonus, and you'll look back at the end of the season and be very, very happy with how things have gone. If I'm being honest, I think the ceiling for us this season certainly is 3rd place. I think other teams will get themselves together and whatnot, but this is a good period for us. We're playing really, really well. We're unbeaten in 10 games, and life as a Chelsea fan is really good right now. I was on here before this run started saying how important this run is for cementing top 4. Now I'm thinking the next 2 months of fixtures, if we keep the form up, we could be top. Yeah, sure, we absolutely could be. But it's hard not to look to the next game. But yeah, for me personally, I'm looking at games and I'm thinking, yeah, do you know what? Let's take it one game at a time. I don't want to look too far into the future. It's very difficult to predict games, but right now you can't really see. I go into games and I just don't fancy us to lose. I don't see many games coming up in the next few where I think, oh, yeah, we could be in trouble here. Yeah, there's difficult games, but no games that I'm going into thinking, do you know what? Maybe we won't win this game. So, it's a real transformation, and it's a real credit to Enzo Maresca and the job that he's been doing. Yes, thank you, bro. Thank you. Well, I hope so. I hope you're right. But I won't be saying that right now. Yep, sure. But again, that's kind of irrelevant for me. It's our record there. It's a difficult team for us to play. So, yeah, I mean, their form for me is kind of irrelevant, to be perfectly honest, in my opinion. Yeah, you've got to play the game. You've got to, sometimes you just got to over exaggerate the titles a little bit. Different emotions when you're in the stadium and you've just come out, of course. Yeah, but that would also need to require City to lose, which at this point in time is obviously, it's obviously very, very possible, guys. Very, very possible. By the way, we're 40 in the building. I don't know what it is about Monday night numbers. Maybe I need to stop streaming on a Monday night. The Monday night numbers never seem to be that good. Hopefully things will pick up a little bit, but yeah, they never seem to be that good numbers on a Monday night. It's a bit of a strange one, but we move on. The show goes on. Nice to go into a game day knowing you won't get overtaken. Yeah, absolutely. We're very much in need of a competent centre-back more than anything else. Colwell looks shaky without Fofana. Yeah, look, Colwell's had a good, has done well this season, but I agree. The centre-back depth is not great, if we're being brutally honest. Nice fixtures into the new year, so let's see. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, FA Cup, let's wait and see what happens. We've got Morecambe in the third round today. Got my ticket for that one this morning. So yeah, look, let's wait and see what we can do. We've got a good history of the FA Cup. We tend to do pretty well in it. Of course, it's going to be draw dependent and whatnot, but I don't see any reasons why we couldn't potentially pull something out of the bag. I mean, why not? Why not? I want top 4 and a trophy this season because we've been in the mud for 2 seasons. Yeah, I think we all want that. Liverpool are not perfect. Arsenal aren't either, so let's leave it to them to think about us. Yeah, exactly. Why do we need to constantly be thinking about other teams? Let other teams worry about us. We're just chilling. We're going under the radar. We're taking it game by game. And let's just keep winning and let's just see where it takes us. My expectations are not changing right now. The team is a proper defender. The Chelsea board should sign a defender in January next year, like a Bastoni. Bastoni's not going to happen. Look, Murillo at Nottingham Forest could be a possibility. But again, we're talking a lot of money here. I don't know how much money, they're prepared to spend, if we're being perfectly honest. We are winning on the weekend. Nobody can stop this momentum. I hope so, brother. I hope so. I've had this conversation with a lot of people. Who do you think is better, Neto? I think Pedro Neto. Look, if we're talking both playing at their absolute best, I think Pedro Neto is better. But look, Madueke is developing really well, and he's come on leaps and bounds, and he's a really good player. So look, for me, it is Neto still, but Madueke is doing very well. Yeah, no, we do. We absolutely do. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting stuck into those games. But yeah, we have got quite a lot of midweek games coming up, certainly in the new year and whatnot. Do you think we can sign Bastoni? Nope, absolutely no chance. Yeah, I mean, absolutely phenomenal, Moises Caicedo. Absolutely phenomenal football player. It's ridiculous, what he's doing and the levels that he's reaching. Yeah, look, yes, I would say so because he's clearly not part of the plans at Chelsea. The club don't view him as part of the plan, so. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is, And yeah, do I think he can have a role in the squad? Yeah, I absolutely do, but the club don't view it that way. So, so there we go. It's kind of irrelevant what myself or you lot think because at the end of the day, if we're being really realistic here, there isn't a situation where Chalobah is going to come back in from the cold. I personally do not see it. Mark Guehi, again, is another one. There's a possibility, as is Liam Delap. Let's wait and see. Yeah, well, we got them end of January, and that's going to be a very, very interesting game. I don't know what sort of form they're going to be in by then. I don't know what our form's going to be like in about a month's time, but we've got distinct possibilities of doing something, of doing something good at the Etihad and getting a win there for the first time in a good few years. So I'm excited for that one, but look, I'm not looking too far ahead. Let's just take this game by game. But yeah, look, I mean, a few people have touched on it. I mean, this, by the way, just highlights how far we had fallen in the dumps. This was the Graham Potter season, right? After 16 games this season, we're just one Premier League goal away from equaling our tally from the entire 22-23 campaign. We averaged, under the Graham Potter, Frank Lampard season, we averaged 1 goal a game in the Premier League. That is crazy. You try and erase those moments from your memory, but that is quite something. I just look at that and I'm just thinking, Jesus, those times were bad, weren't they? We had no goals in the team. We were chanting when we scored a goal. 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 Yeah, I mean, what a transformation now. Now we're absolutely smashing it. We're banging in, averaging 2 goals a game, if not more. We're averaging more than 2 goals a game. We've got 37 goals in 16 games. Double 16 is 32. Yeah, we're averaging well over two. We're averaging 2 goals a game. You know, two point something goals per game now, which is incredible. You know, absolutely brilliant. We're doing amazing. You know, we're the top scorers in the league. We're the most informed team in the league. We've won 5 games in a row. We've scored the most amount of goals, and we have still got the first, second, joint third best defensive record in the league. So yeah, you know, things are going very, very well. Highest scorers, most informed team, third best defensive record in the Premier League. What can we say? What a transformation! And I have to be honest, you know, even though we finished last season, you know, with some good momentum, no way did I think that we would find ourselves in this position in the run up to Christmas. Absolutely no way did I think that would be a possibility. Guys, I'm going to open the lines at 50 likes. So we're on 33 right now. We need to run this up. We need to run this up, people, to 50 likes, and then once we've hit the 50 likes, I'll open the messages out. I'll open it up, and you lot can come in and have your say. But we need to hit 16 more likes, people. 16 more likes, and then we're gonna run it up. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. You know, I just can't believe the transformation that we've had with this team. But as Alhambra says, road to 40 points, secured a Premier League status. Me and Lewis were discussing this in the studio today. Video will be out later on Chelsea Fan TV. Myself, Lewis, and Alex talking all things Brentford, title race, and all that stuff. We're saying, me and Lewis, get to 40 points, then get Champions League football secured, and then we'll have that title conversation. The title train has not left the station yet. We'll have that conversation when we get to that point, you know. I think we will spend on a defender. No, I wouldn't say there was no way that the owners aren't spending. You know, the days of reckless spending per se, in my opinion, are over. You know, the days of reckless spending are over. So yeah, look, for me, we're going to be doing smart business now, and I've got full trust in the ownership. I've got full trust in the directors, and I don't think they're going to be looking to do anything over the top or anything stupid. You know, we're only going to sign players if it's necessary, and if the right deals are available. That is exactly what we are looking to do. Man City got 0.57 PPG alongside Southampton, points per game. Yeah, it's mental. You know, like the Man City fall off is incredible, guys. It's absolutely incredible. I honestly can't believe. The Man City fall off, guys. I cannot believe it. Nah, Alex, we're not, brother. Not in my opinion. But if Chelsea fans want to think we're in a title race, I am more than happy for them to think that, because it's been dark times. But for me, I've got my reasons, and I won't be shifting my thoughts on that just yet. January transfer chatter has been very quiet. Either we're moving like ninjas or not spending at all. Look, I think it's a bit of both. I don't think we're going to spend very much, but I also think we're keeping a lot of this stuff under wraps as well. A lot of this stuff under wraps. We just need another striker to score more goals. Yeah, look, I think someone like a Liam Delap, for me, is probably the guy that Chelsea will look to bring in probably end of the season, in my opinion. I mean, look, I wouldn't mind it, but let's be real, it's not going to happen. I mean, they're going to the Emirates. I know Arsenal aren't in the best of form, but Palace aren't going to get a result there. We have to be really, really honest with ourselves here. Really honest with ourselves here. What else are we looking at? No, it's not. Look, the Pochettino thing, we have to be perfectly honest here, right? He did an okay job, but the tactics wasn't there. The setup wasn't there. It's the same personnel, pretty much. The same personnel. Okay, Lavia and Fofana, he didn't have available last season, right? But it's the same personnel. There were no tactics. Like, we were an absolute mess. And it was literally pass to Palmer and hope he does something. We're so much more of a team right now. And look, you can take some credit for the togetherness that was built in the squad for, you know, the form that we finished the season with. But Maresca and Pochettino is night and day. night and day. In the league, maybe in the league, but in the Carabao Cup, I'm not thinking so. I have to be really honest with you there, guys. I said he's the best DM in the Prem. Yeah, bro, the guy's special. The guy is special because when evidence changes, opinions change. And at the time, you know, I wasn't on board with the vision. I wasn't on board with what they were doing. I thought they were getting a lot of things wrong. Gave some criticism that was rightfully correct. But now, you know, there's a bigger body of evidence. There's you know, players that have come in that are doing a very good job. We're playing a lot better football. The players are contributing, and therefore, when facts and evidence change, opinions change. You know, that was my opinion at the time. My opinion's now changed. You know, because the evidence is there to back what these guys are doing. And I've absolutely bought into it now. You know, does that mean that I won't criticize them ever again? No, it absolutely doesn't. But it means that they've earned my trust now, and I'm going to be way less critical of transfers and things like that in the future going forward because of the position that we find ourselves in right now. But it doesn't mean that I won't criticize where it's warranted. I think I'm you know, absolutely right. The Chelsea board wants to sign former Man City players like Felix Nemecha. We're not going to sign Nemecha, but Liam Delap is absolutely one that I feel we're going to be moving for. Guys, we're 10 likes away from 50 now. That's got to be the aim, and we're looking for it. We're looking for it, guys. We're looking for it. We are looking for it. So make sure you're running those likes up, people. No. We're not going to recall Santos in January. Ugo Chukwu will probably be recalled in January, although the Southampton manager has been sacked, so maybe that gives him a way back in now. Bro, we've got a squad of 24 players, 25 players, like everyone else. The rest of the players aren't part of the plans. And look, we'll try and find solutions for them. But this idea that we've got a massive squad, Premier League squad is 25 players for every team. We haven't got a squad any bigger than anyone else. Yeah, you know, fair play to him. But look, you know, you can't not give credit to Chelsea for what we're doing right now, because what we're doing right now is exceptional, is very good. No, I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think he would have done better than he would have done last season, but there's no, in my opinion, it's impossible to tell. But I would suggest with the evidence, there's no, not for me. Not for me. Absolutely not for me. I still don't back the directors. How they built our defence is fraudulent. No, look, I think the defence is not as bad as what you think. Cucurella is very good. Gusto is great. Hopefully, Reece James can sort his fitness out. Acheampong looks like a serious player. Look, defensive depth at centre back is not the best. So we're gonna have to address that. But I don't think it's anywhere near as bad as what a lot of people are making out. But you know, one thing yesterday that was a little bit of a concern is we have picked up we are picking up a few little injuries here and there. There wasn't any depth on the bench yesterday whatsoever. We could have done with someone like a Lavia to come on and just get some more control of the game in the second half when it felt like it was at times getting away from us a little bit. Just those lack of options to freshen things up and stuff. Obviously, Neto was suspended. Felix was missing. Mudryk was missing. There was no Romeo Lavia either, no Badia Shield or whatever. So, you know, we're 4 or 5 players missing that would normally be on the bench that weren't on the bench. And I just felt that the lack of options that we had for this game, they didn't cost us, but they almost did. And, you know, you take a few players out and, you know, that we are suddenly not down to the bare bones or whatever, but we are you know, in a tricky situation. And the depth defensively right now is not looking particularly good either. It really isn't looking particularly good either. But yeah, you know, we have got the capabilities to deal with it. It's just we are a little bit down to the bare bones in certain situations. Badia Shield picking up a knock-in training on Saturday is not ideal whatsoever. Really not ideal at all. But you know, we look at it and I just think there's this here, the news that Benoit Badiashile has suffered an injury in training, which looks like ruling him out for a while, has come at a bad time. Fofana's already sidelined with a hamstring problem, so Chelsea could be without two important squad players for the busy Christmas period. That is a problem. Look, Tosin played well against Brentford, but it looks like we could have a few issues there, and it's issues that we just don't want to be having. We're a little bit light at centre back. I don't want to see Disasi playing at centre back in the Premier League. I have to be perfectly honest. Cucurella news in terms of what? He's banned for the game against Everton. I thought it was outstanding last night. Great goal. And it's been one of our best performers this season, without a shadow of a doubt. So yeah, it's unfortunate that, but we move on. Renato Vega, we're going to come in. We're going to have Disasi at right back at Goodison, part of Gusto on the left. I don't think we will. I actually honestly think that it'll either be Renato Vega at left back and we can continue how we are, or it'll be he'll switch Gusto to left back and he'll play Caicedo at right back if Lavia's fit, or we're going to put or he'll put Josh Achimpong in there. Why not? I think the guy's more than good enough to do it. The answer to that, Rohan, is I don't know yet. The evidence is not there, so that's what we're going to have to wait and try and find out. But the evidence is not there yet. We don't know. I'd like to think we could possibly do it. He's ill. I mean, I don't know what sort of illness he's got, but he's been out for just over a week now. It'll be 2 weeks come Wednesday. So yeah, it's quite a big absence that. Caicedo for me, or for us for sure. What do we have No, I don't think so. Vega will most likely come in for Cucurella. Yeah, I would say so as well. Is Foden a one-season wonder? No, he absolutely isn't. I think City are just struggling right now. But no, I don't view Phil Foden as a one-season wonder. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Well, it doesn't really matter because they weren't going to play anyway. So it makes absolutely no difference. But yeah, the lack of depth at centre back is a little bit concerning going forwards. We're now sort of one sending off or one injury away from having to play sort of Disasi and then having no one available. So it's a little bit of a concern that the lack of options on the bench was also a touch of a concern. Guys, we're 5 likes away from 50, and then I'll open up the lines for you lot to come in and have your say. So please make sure you are smashing that like button, guys. It's free. It takes seconds to do so, and it really helps out. So please do that. But yeah, look, hopefully we never get some of these players back for the Everton game. We don't want to be missing too many players, over this Christmas period, particularly defensively as well. You don't want to be making too many changes, on a defensive standpoint. You really don't. So let's wait and see what happens on that front. Let's wait and see what happens on that front, because it could potentially come back to cause us problems. But let's hope that we get some of these players back, and let's hope that it doesn't cause us any issues. Yeah, no, look, there's a lot of people getting ill at the moment. There's a lot of people getting ill. It's always that time of the year, winter, germs and shit, colds and whatnot. There's quite a lot of stuff going round. So yeah, look, you don't want to be in a situation where if you get ill, you get ill. It is what it is. Footballers are just normal human beings. If you get ill, it's not unusual to be ill for like a week to 10 days as a human being. That's quite normal. But suddenly when it comes to football, it's like, oh my God, what's happened to him? He's been ill for over a week. It's like, it's quite normal to be ill if you get ill, it's quite normal to be unwell for like a week, maybe even 2 weeks, particularly at this time of year. So yeah, I don't look at that as anything unusual or untoward whatsoever. Yeah, look, Trev doing well. Absolutely, Trev's doing well. And look, I love Trevor Chalobah, but yeah, right now I don't see a situation where there is a future for him at Chelsea, guys. I really don't. No, the return game against Liverpool is is quite a while away, guys. That game at Stamford Bridge won't be. Yeah, that game at Stamford Bridge is not until May. So yeah, that's right at the end of the season. No, I haven't. So yeah, let's wait and see on that. Guys, we're 1 like away from 50. Run it up, run it up, run it up, and then you lot can come in and have your say. And hopefully there'll be loads of people that want to come and say something, want to come and chat Chelsea, title race, all of this, all of that. But yeah, I mean, last night was great. Really dug in. Great performance. Moises Caicedo, absolutely outstanding again. What a player this guy is. I mean, every time you think, oh, he can't get any better. People talk about, oh, we've got the Brighton Caicedo back. This is better than the Brighton Caicedo. What we are seeing this guy doing week in, week out is not normal. It's not normal. The levels he is reaching right now, it's not normal whatsoever, what he's achieving. It really isn't. It's absolutely outstanding. The guy can do everything, absolutely everything. You know, he breaks play up. He's good at playing ball into the final third. He covers ground. He makes tackles. Literally, he's the best midfield player in the Premier League. And arguably, he could be the best midfielder in the world right now in terms of form. I mean, look at someone like Jude Bellingham, for example. I look at him as more of a number 10 these days. So yeah, I think he's right up there. Right up there in terms of the best midfield players in the world. You know, he's so good. You know, let's wait and see. Only one complaint I have from Maresca so far, I should have taken the Carabao Cup a little more seriously. Yeah, look, I hear you. I absolutely hear you on that front. I was frustrated with that one. Took the long trip up to Newcastle, and then, you know, it didn't happen for us. Yeah, that was very, very frustrating. But you know, you kind of forgotten about that. You know, it is what it is at the end of the day, and you know, hopefully we can go on to bigger and better things. No, because it's not true. That's why. So there we are on that one. Guys, I'm going to drop the link into the chat. Hopefully, I'm going to pin it to the top of the chat. Guys, make sure you keep smashing that like button. It's free. It takes seconds to do so. And hopefully, we're going to get some of you lot coming in to have a chat on all things Chelsea. And whether you feel we are in the title race or not. Link is now, link is now the pinned comment in the chat. Make sure you come on through, guys. Make sure you come on through. So yeah, let's get that done. But yeah, look, Caicedo. I mean, look, I took a bit of heat. I said in the studio the other week, like, that. Do I trust Sanchez? No, I need to see Sanchez perform like he did last night for a run of sort of 6 to 10 games. And then maybe I will reassess my opinion on him. Right, we've got 3 people in the building. Love it. Hello, brother. How are we doing?
Good.
Yeah. Talk to me. What were your thoughts on the game last night? How are you feeling about everything?
On the game?
Yeah. What were your thoughts on that? Happy with what you saw?
I mean, it was yes, definitely. Obviously, it wasn't 3-0 like like it was against Villa, etc. But definitely, it was a different type of like, because you had to grind out the win, which is something that I've not seen from this team before. So
yeah, no, I absolutely agree, mate. Like, that's for me. Like, in the 5 games that we've won in a row, this for me was the hardest one. Just because of how Brentford play, the psychological sort of barrier to overcome in terms of our recent record against them.
Yeah.
And, you know, what I was really pleased about is that we showed that we can win games in different ways. As you said, like, we've shown that this team can come from behind. We've shown that this team can grind results out. We've shown that this team can blow teams away. And we're in a position now where we can win games in all different types of ways, which is a really great position to be in as a side. I mean, who kind of stood out for you last night? Who were you most impressed with? I mean, to be honest, everyone played pretty well, but any standouts for you?
Caicedo, Cucurella, definitely those 2. Well, the one thing I will say is what I'm ashamed of is the player of the match, which went to Cole Palmer again, because I feel like like I think he did well, yes, but it feels like every time this team wins, like it doesn't matter who played well, it always seems to be him that gets the award. Like, I don't know if
Yeah,
you
was he the official man of the match last night? Because
yeah,
obviously
he was.
was he? Yeah, because
Yeah.
obviously I was at the game and then it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't broadcast on UK
No,
TV. So
no, I saw it. They have it. They put it on a website. So like on
oh,
the
fair.
website. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I mean, obviously it's picked by like the commentator or like of the
No, it's a
broadcasters or
fan
whatever.
vote. Actually, it's a
Oh, it was a
fan vote.
fan vote, was it that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, Palmer had a good game last night, and he
Yeah.
showed that he can influence a game without having to get GNA. But I would have said that a Cucurella or a
Yeah.
Caicedo would have been more deserving. I feel not that Palmer wasn't deserving, but that for me would have been a better choice.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, we're 2 points off the top now. There's a possibility we could be top for maybe
Yes.
a couple of hours if we beat Everton next weekend.
Yeah.
All the conversation right now is, are Chelsea in a title race? Are we not in a title race? Obviously, I'll give you my reasons as to why I think we're not. Where do you stand on it?
I mean, mathematically, yes. Like,
Yeah.
you have to say that the team's in the title race when you're like 2 points behind. But if you're going to ask, like, do I think this team will win it? That's where I say there's definitely questions on. Personally,
Yeah. For me, there's still too many unknowns. And look, I will obviously reassess my opinions come sort of February March time if we're still in a title conversation, if we're still sort of maybe 6 points behind or whatever. But until that point, let's get 40 points first, then let's get Champions League football done, and then once that's done, if we're in a position where the title's still possible, I might get on the title train. But right now, for me, I think we just be doing exactly what we're doing right now. Keep taking it one game at a time. Keep letting others talk about us however they want to talk about us, and then we move forwards from then. Obviously
I'm
we
just
got.
I'm just gonna quickly get up like the fixtures for some of these other teams. By the way,
Yeah.
So for Liverpool, they have Spurs, they have Tottenham away, then it's Leicester City at home, West Ham away, and Man United at home, and then there's the cup game.
Yeah.
So I guess and then actually after that they don't really have any tough games, like tough runs either. So like I'm looking at them. If we're talking title, I'm looking at them in that they should be. Even if we win like every single game, they should be at the very least, say 2 points ahead, even with the game in hand.
Yeah.
Because I expect them to win as well. Like but at this point in time, it's just win every game. Not like don't worry about Arsenal, City, anyone else. Like just like, every single game is you have to treat it as a final. Not that it is a final that you should be celebrating as a trophy if you do win it, but it's definitely every single game is like you don't want to drop points in this stage, like, at this point.
No, absolutely not. I mean, last thing, mate. How are you feeling about this week coming up? Obviously, we've got Shamrock Rovers in the Conference League, which is probably going to be a load of academy lads. We're already through. It's the last game. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on Everton Sunday? Because it's again like Brentford. It's another game, particularly at Goodison Park, where we don't have a good record.
Yeah, it's obviously going to be the last time this team ever goes to Goodison Park in the league as well. So like I think for you, definitely for the traveling fans, I will say this: you for the traveling fans that do go there, I definitely should enjoy it because it's obviously because it's going to be the last ever away day at this ground. Well, unless there's a cup game or something, but I'd assume that the chances of that happening is quite low. So league-wise, it's the last ever match. It's the last ever away day there. As for the team, I mean, this manager has, like you said earlier, has ended a lot of negative records. So obviously, the Wolves game, the West Ham, Villa, Bournemouth. Like these are games that this team has struggled to win in the previous years, and this manager came in and won all of them. So on that basis, I do feel good that that he'll do it one more time. But then there's obviously the concern of the injuries and everything. Like you look at if you go on like any apps or anything, you'll see last night 6 players were missing on the stats normally starts or on the bench. So I think 2 of them will be coming back on Sunday, namely Felix and I think it was I think it was Lavia. Yeah, Felix and Lavia. They said he's the
they're hoping that both of those are going to be back for Sunday. But yeah, we're not too sure. But yeah, look, it's going to be a difficult game. I still think we've got more than enough to get the win against Everton. They've won 3 games in the league all season. Yes, they got a very good result against Arsenal at the weekend. Their fans will be up for it. It's a tough place to go. But I think we've got enough to get the job done. But I'm going to move on to the next.
I will also say, right, I don't know if you saw the match. I didn't watch the match against Arsenal myself, but I know people who did. I know Arsenal fans who watched that, obviously. And then based on what they've told me, Everton just played a low block. So it's going to be similar to what we saw yesterday, with the exception that they obviously don't have like Whistle or Wemo or someone at that level that can. Obviously, they have players. Anyone can score, obviously. So that's. Yeah. But I would assume that they'll. I would assume that they're going to play a similar game of just packing out the box, and obviously, and if we play like we did yesterday, then yeah, we should be winning that easily.
Yeah,
and then I think it's Fulham and Ipswich, right? After that,
yeah, and then Fulham and Ipswich are after that to round the year out. Yeah, look, I think we've got more than enough to get that job done. But mate, thank you for calling in. Appreciate your support. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to move on to the next.
Thank you very much for having me.
No, it's a pleasure, mate. No problem. Take care, brother. Right, guys, keep smashing the like button. We're on 56 likes. Let's get this up to 60 likes. We need to get pushing this towards the 100 likes mark. If we can get there, guys. So make sure you keep smashing the like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. All of that good stuff. And let's have a quick look at this at the chat if there's anything there. No, there's not. When was the last time we beat Everton away? I don't know. I think it was under Antonio. I think it's when we won 3-1 when Pedro scored, but I actually can't remember the exact time. Oh no, it wasn't. Of course, it was that one. 1-0 Jorginho penalty with Thomas Tuchel. Yeah. No, Chilwell's not going to play. It'll be Renato Vega. Right, let's move in. Hello, mate. How are we doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, obviously after winning yesterday and seeing all of you after the game.
Yeah. No, but it was a good game, good occasion. How did you see it? What were your thoughts on it? Obviously, great to get the win, great to get 3 more points. Extend that winning streak to 7 in a row in all competitions. But yeah, I mean, it was difficult.
Yeah, very very difficult. Honestly, it took us Cucurella that scored it was the 43rd, 44th minute. It took us up until just before half time. So yeah, it's good that we kept persisting and we kept trying. And well, if the unlikely goal scorers are going to score, then I'll take it. Cucurella, when he scored, I was very happy for him.
Yeah. That was his first league goal for the club. I think he scored one in the FA Cup last season. I think he's not really someone. Yeah, he's not really someone you associate with scoring goals. But I mean, just on him, his performance obviously was absolutely outstanding. He's been brilliant all season. It was just a bit of a shame that he got second booking at after the full-time whistle. But
yeah.
You know what? It is what it is. He's going to miss the Everton game, which is going to be tough. But I'm sure we can cope with that. But I mean, in terms of kind of what impressed you most about last night? Because for me, obviously, this was a different game to the Tottenham game. This was a more difficult game than a Tottenham game. I think a lot of people expected it to be more difficult. And I was just, really impressed with how we kind of pushed through and ground that result out and, because in previous seasons, if he'd gone 2 up and then they pull one back late on, the chances are I probably would have conceded. So we've got that resilience there now as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think I said in my interview with Alex yesterday, our record versus Brentford was actually very bad. Like before this game, like they came to the bridge, I think 3 times and they won. So it was great to see that we got a win against them finally. And yeah, what impressed me the most, honestly, Caicedo really impressed me. Enzo Fernandez really impressed me. Yeah, like most of the team impressed me, but Caicedo and Enzo definitely, like, they just ran the midfield, especially on like near the end of the game. Caicedo was bodying most of their players. Like he was literally getting stuck in and trying to win the ball back every single time. Yeah, and I actually, when the person before said that apparently Palmer got man of the match, I would have given Caicedo man of the match because he was just on it. He was just on everyone, and yeah, he just wanted to win the ball every single time, and I think he did that.
Yeah, no, he did. He's outstanding. Like the levels he's reaching are incredible. You know, you talk about getting the Brighton Caicedo back. I think, as I said earlier, I think we've gone past that level, those levels
beyond
now.
That.
You know, he's really progressing well as a footballer. You know, and he's rightfully getting the plaudits that he deserves. In terms of obviously title conversation, everyone's talking about it now. Some Chelsea fans think we are, others think we're not. Where do you stand on it?
I stand with it exactly how the last guy said it. Mathematically, of course, you could say we are in the title race. Obviously, 2 points behind Liverpool. Still have a game in hand, of course. But mentally, I would say Enzo Maresca is doing the right thing. He keeps on saying, no, we're not in the title race. Just we're taking it game by game. Okay. And yeah, I'll be honest, I agree with you on this one. I'm only looking for title conversations around February, March time. If we're still in that conversation, I will bring it up on my videos on my channel, and I will say that Chelsea are in the title race. Not at the moment, but if we keep going how we are, you'll definitely hear from me on my channel. Definitely.
Yeah. Look, I think the approach that we're adopting right now is the correct one. I mean, Enzo Fernandez has said it himself. You know, you don't want to create unrealistic expectations. You know, we're quite happy with how we're just going along right now. And you know, everyone knows what the targets are this season. Once those targets are achieved, there's no harm in having another look at where we potentially might be. But for me, it's just simply a case of let's take it game by game. Let's get Champions League football ticked off. And then once that's done, if we're still in a situation where the title could be a possibility, then let's discuss it.
Definitely.
But other than that, you know, look, I've got no issue with Chelsea fans saying, you know, we are in a title race. But I just think, you know, we go a little bit too overboard. We could set ourselves up for a bit of disappointment, which is not really what we what we want to be doing. In terms of this week coming up, Shamrock, I mean, we know that's going to be like, but how are you feeling about Everton? You know, another team we don't have a good record against. I mean, what are your thoughts going into that one? If we get a win there as well, that would be really big.
Yeah, definitely. Because as the last guy said, last away day at Goodison Park, technically, unless we play them in the cup, but obviously very unlikely. But yeah, last away day at Goodison Park, that's also another bogey stadium of ours over the years. Obviously, I remember that when we had Thomas Tuchel, that Jorginho penalty, and I think the time before that when we actually won there was what you said, that Antonio Conte win where we won the league. So yeah, still not a very good record against Everton away. So yeah, if we can get a win there, especially without one of our main players in Cucurella, then yeah, it will be huge for us. And yeah, if we get those 3 points and Liverpool bottle it, you could say, against Tottenham this weekend, then we will probably be top of the league for a week or so. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I hear it. It's going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky, but no, I'm confident in this team now. I believe in this team. I think we've proven we can win in all sorts of different ways. So I'm not going to sit here and say we can't go and win at Everton. I think we absolutely can, and I've got nothing to suggest to me why we can't go and win there. The way that we're playing right now, I fancy us to win every game we're in right now. That's just the confidence we've got in the team. So hopefully, that can change.
Definitely.
But yeah, no, mate, thank you for coming on. Appreciate it. And enjoy the rest of your day. I'll catch up with you again soon.
Shamrock Rovers, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see you then, yeah?
All right, mate, take care.
Yeah, bye.
Cheers. See you later, brother. Right, guys, keep smashing the like button. 58 likes. Keep running it up, people. It's free. Take seconds to do all of that good stuff. Make sure you're subscribing as well. And yeah, let's move on to the next person now. Yeah, but Chelsea aren't playing Liverpool until May, so how realistic it is by then is absolutely anyone's guess. Anyone's guess how realistic it is by then. Maybe next season we could challenge. That should be that absolutely. That's got to be the target next season. Reckon we should make cheeky bid for Mbuemo in January and sell. I mean, look, I don't think any of that's going to happen. To be honest, look, I think one of those two will leave in the summer to make room for Esteval. I think that's just normal. But yeah, look, I don't see Mbuemo coming to Chelsea. Thomas, how are we doing? You okay, mate?
Hi, Charlie. How?
Yeah, all good, thank you. Yeah, what did you think about last night?
Yeah, I thought it was a good performance. I think it was a good performance because everyone else dropped points over the weekend. I think it was important that we got the win, especially because I knew Brentford was a tricky team for us. It's always been since they've come up. So, and I thought those are the type of teams that we always struggle against, like low block, compact, and even when you watch them play yesterday, I thought they're a really well-oiled team. I think they work really well together. But yeah, we did well to stop that, and yeah, it was good because drawing that match would have felt a bit disappointing. Yeah, especially because everyone else dropped points.
Yeah. We took advantage of a great opportunity that presented itself to us. But even if that opportunity wasn't there, we still needed to go and win this game of football, regardless of what other teams were doing. So yeah, whilst it's great and exciting, when other teams drop points, you've still got to do the job yourself. I mean, I'm kind of very much adopting the attitude that is, for me, it's irrelevant what other teams are doing right now. We just focus on ourselves, and if other teams slip up, then that's a bonus. Who kind of stood out for you yesterday? I mean, to be honest, I thought most of the players had a pretty decent game, but I mean, anyone that particularly impressed you?
Yeah, for sure. I think everyone's going to say Caicedo, and I completely agree with that. Caicedo, Cucurella, they're both unbelievable. But what I really like from this season is the fact that I feel like everyone in the team just has a good performance every game. Whereas last season you'd get, of course, like your Palmers, Palmer would really do well. Last season he'd kind of carry us, and you would see less other people not doing as well. And I think this season everyone's really working as a team. It's not about the individual, it's more about the team. And I think if everyone just works well and is consistent with their performance, I think that's how we can progress collectively. But of course, Caicedo's just been unbelievable. I thought Tosin was decent because I was also a bit scared with him because I do prefer Badiashile in terms of just passing out the back, and Tosin just been slightly shaky recent performances. But yeah, I thought everyone was good. But standouts, of course, Caicedo and Cucurella, and then also Jackson for his how mentally he just kept on going, just because he had missed a few chances before that.
No, he absolutely did. Yeah, he was outstanding as well. Thought he'd done really well. Great mentality. To bounce back from that. I mean, Jackson's a strange one because he's still in that situation as a young striker where he's he's missing chances that he should score, and then he's actually
Yeah.
scoring. He's actually scoring the ones that are far more difficult.
Even the left-footed volley one,
that wasn't miles off either. Like the one that he should have scored, he was missing. But he's doing really well as well. That's 9 goals in the Premier League now. He's developing nicely. And I mean, just a word on the manager. I mean, I'm very surprised at how well he's done. At the impacts that he continues to make. The togetherness of the group, the vibe around the place, everything he's doing is working. The levels of detail he goes to tactically, everything's different, slight tweaks from game to game. In-game management's outstanding. I mean, this is a so-called rookie manager, very little experience. I mean, this guy looks like he's been managing for years.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that you touched on it there. I think that everyone thought that he'd kind of be a bit rigid with the way he was going to play and how he was going to set up at the start of the season. I thought that because all the Leicester fans as well, they were all saying how he didn't want to change his ideology and stuff. But I think the best managers, or best athletes, or anything, best teams in the world, they're able to adapt to different opponents, different teams, different players, and I think he's done that really well. And those small tweaks that we've seen from him, like the Caicedo inverting, then playing a 3 in midfield, or just having Cucurella high and wide instead of a winger. I think it keeps the team guessing. And so, like every week, I think the opponent doesn't really know what sort of team they're going to play against. And I think, I completely agree with the fact that no one thought he'd be this good. But I also like how he's connecting with the fans. So he's doing really well, and long may this continue for us, because it's positive times.
No, it absolutely is. I mean, there's still the unknown of how he's going to deal with us going through a difficult period. We don't know what's going to happen. I mean, that might not happen this season. I mean, I think it absolutely will do. But maybe it won't. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how we do get on when we go through a difficult period. But I've seen from the games this season where we've come from behind, heads haven't dropped, that even if we do go through a difficult patch, that we've got the togetherness in the squad, we've got the quality, we've got the mentality to pull ourselves out of it. Yeah. So I really don't see that as a I don't have any issue with us, not being able to find our way out of a difficult run of form. In terms of this week coming up, I mean, Shamrock Rovers, let's cast that aside. We know what that's going to be. It's the last game of the Conference League. I think it'll be good to see, more young players feature. What are you saying about Everton away? This is another one that we need to kind of tick off the list and, show that we've moved forward. Brentford and Everton were the two that I was highlighting this month as like difficult games, that if we can win these, then I've seen real progress as a team. We've got one of those under our belts. We're going for a 6th Premier League win in a row. Not a happy hunting ground for us, but we've been breaking records at grounds this season that we've not done well in recent years. Do you think we can do it again on Sunday?
I think so. Yes, especially with the way we're playing at the moment. But I think we really need to be switched on, because they're obviously going to play a low block, be compact, and I think last season we struggled much more against the low block teams, and I think this season we're starting to break down teams a bit better. I think this is where it would be useful to have someone like a Samu or Duran, because those type of strikers I feel are quite useful in those sort of matches, especially because they're just going to be compact and going to force us to put crosses into the box. But we'll see how it goes. But I think we need to start well and just capitalise on anything they do, any errors they make, because they're going to be a tough team to beat, as you saw against Arsenal. But I think we have it in us to do it. And I think on the day, if players are not playing well, you can introduce like an Nkunku, João Felix, change it up a bit just to keep them guessing. But hopefully we get the win. But I think so.
Yeah, no, I feel confident that we can do. I think it would be good to have more options from the bench. I felt, yesterday the lack of options from the bench was a little bit problematic for us. I know it didn't cost us in the end, but we could have done with being able to introduce some fresh legs or being able to bring a Lavia in to try and get a bit more control in the game when it felt like Brentford were coming back into it. But we managed to deal with that. But, you know, let's hope we get a few of these players back, and then let's kind of see where we're at from that point in time. But yeah, no, mate, thank you for coming on. I appreciate the support as always. Enjoy the rest of your day, mate. And yeah, I'll catch up again with you soon.
Thank you, Charlie. See you.
Cheers, mate. See you later. Right, guys. Who is next? There was someone there and they've just now gone off. Guys, the link is still pinned to the top of the chat. Make sure you're smashing up the likes. Make sure you're subscribing still. We're on to 70. We're on 65 likes at the moment. Let's get this up to 70 likes, guys. Come on. Easy. It should be easy money, guys. It should be easy money. We've had a little bit of transfer news whilst we were just conversing there, and it is interest in a striker, 18 years old. You'd be surprised to see here. Sorry, Chelsea are interested in PAOK Salonika or Salonikis, 18-year-old striker Stefanos Tsimas, and they are monitoring the Greek closely. Now, I think he's on loan at a Bundesliga 2 side. What is this? Again, I'll be real. I've never heard of this guy. I don't know if we're going to make a move for him or not, but there's clearly interest there. This is what I'm talking about, guys, is that there's going to be all sorts of random strikers that we probably haven't heard of. There's going to be a few of them on a list. Let's see. Let's see what this guy's about. He's 18 years old. Stefanos Tsimas. He's a Greek footballer. He's currently on loan at Bundesliga 2 side. He's 18 years old. He'll be 19 in a few weeks' time in January. And he's currently on loan in the Bundesliga 2. And he is doing quite well. He's got 7 goals and 2 assists in 13 games in Bundesliga 2. A centre forward. What's his? I mean, he's obviously he's doing quite well. He is doing quite well. He's a Greek under-21 international. He's got 5 caps, yet to score from them. And his current contract expires in 2028 at POAK Saloniki. 1.86 tall. You know, he's quite a tall guy, physical. Yeah, I mean, I don't know an awful lot about him, but, you know, 9 GNA and 13 appearances in the Bundesliga 2. He's picked up a red card as well, fitting well with us. Yeah, I mean, I've got no idea how good he is, but he certainly appears to be someone that possesses some talent, someone that Chelsea are keeping an eye on. But again, I'm not sure if that's going to be the answer to our striking situation. This is a bit more information from the Sky Germany reporter on this, called Patrick Berger. I don't think it's the Patrick Berger that used to play football. Let's have a quick look. No, it's not. It's a different Patrick Berger. But yeah, Chelsea are interested in PAOK Saloniki's top talent, Stefanos Tsimas. The Premier League club is monitoring the situation of the Greek striker very closely. Tsimas is playing on loan for FC Nuremberg and is one of the most interesting young players in Germany's Bundesliga 2. Nuremberg want to trigger the 18 million euro buy option they have. Tsimas also on the shortlist of Aston Villa and Newcastle. So you're looking at about sort of a 14, 15 million pound deal. That's obviously a buy option they've got in the loan deal. I'm not sure if that would be the price for other teams that are interested, but yeah, that's an interesting one, guys. That is an interesting one. I'm not too sure, really. I'm not too sure what to say about this one, but yeah, fair play. I mean, I trust the scouts. I trust what we're doing right now. And look, I've learned from sort of criticizing potential signings of whether it was an Omar Rodion or a Duran or whatever. And actually, let's put the trust in these guys. And the talent identification has been very, very good recently. And I am not in a position to comment on whether this guy's any good or not, because I've never heard of him until about 5 minutes ago. So, I mean, we just got to be steady with things and kind of see see what happens with this, see if this develops at all. But I'd be surprised if this was a signing that would be viewed as a main guy. I don't think it would be the main backup to Jackson. I still think it's a Delap, but that could be a signing to come in, loan him out for a few years. Let's wait and see what happens. Sort of vibe. You know, we could very much find ourselves in that situation. So let's wait and see. Let's wait and see on that front. But yeah, look, it's clear that we're identifying strikers. People are wondering what sort of players we might be looking at. It's going to be a Delap. It's going to be maybe this Simas guy. I'm not sure, but you know, let's not knock it. I don't believe it'd be the right thing to do, but you know, this guy could be the real deal. You know, for all we know, and I think we just got to, you know, I think that the recruitment team and the directors have earned the trust. Doesn't mean you can't be a little bit concerned, but you know, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, we shouldn't be doing this. Oh, we're crap with this, with that, or whatever. This guy could be a decent talent. Absolutely no idea. Look, this would be a future signing anyway. This wouldn't be someone that would come straight into the first team squad. And I think it would be a summer thing because he's obviously currently on loan. So I don't see I don't see that changing, to be honest. I don't see that changing. But yeah, you know. But it is interesting, isn't it? You know, the scouting system. It's just going to be interesting to see who we do end up moving for. I mean, as we said, Liam Delap's the obvious one, but you just don't know at this point in time, guys. You just don't know. You really don't. But yeah, that's obviously a striker we're looking at. Simas. There'll be many others on the list. Delap. And others that we don't know about. Maybe Samuel Morodion would be go back in for him again. I'm not sure. But yeah, prepare, guys, to hear links with more names that we know very, very little about or haven't heard of before. You know, that's what you want, people. That's what you want. You know, that's how we're moving right now. So let's wait and see. Felix, who does, you know, a lot of kind of scouting work and whatnot, has put up a little bit more about this Simas guy. He was on him you know, a year or a couple of years ago, I think, if this tweet's correct. Yeah, earlier this year. If you want to know a bit more, really complete striker profile and even more incredible when you consider his age. Really nice frame, exceptional technical attributes, dominates the box really well. Stats don't show it, but he's strong in the air and with time will dominate. So physically strong and robust, mixed with excellent technical attributes, eats up ground, channel runner, and extremely strong dribbler. Also, just such a natural player in the box, clever movements, finishes, touches, looks complete, and is only 18. Sounds like he's the kind of physical profile that we'd be looking for, and that is the profile we're looking for. Someone who's got physicality. That's what we that's what we need. That's what we need. So yeah, you know, maybe it's something we'll get. Guys, keep running the likes up. 66 likes. Let's get this to 70 likes, people. That would be greatly appreciated if we could get that done. It would be fantastic, guys. So make sure you are getting this up to 70 likes. It's 4 more likes. Going to go for about another 5 minutes or so, guys. So make sure you get your questions in or anything along those lines. That would be greatly appreciated, people. What else have we got going on? Any questions in the chat? But that is the latest, though. Chelsea are closely monitoring Stefanos Simas, the Greek 18-year-old striker from PAOK Saloniki. in Greece, who's currently on loan in the Bundesliga 2 at Nuremberg. So, yeah, let's wait and see what happens with him. Let's wait and see what happens with him. But any other news? Any questions from anyone in the chat? Guys, if anyone wants to call in and have a say, the link is pinned to the top of the chat. So that would be greatly appreciated if you could do that, guys. That would be fantastic if anyone wants to come in and have their say. And with this Simas thing, it's just a case of trusting the scouts. You know, that's all we can do. You know, they've shown their talent IDs very, very good. So let's leave them to it. Let's leave them to it. And if this guy comes up trumps, he comes up trumps, you know. But there's a long way to go from closely monitoring to a player actually holding up the Chelsea shirt. Do you know what I mean? There's a long way to go. Chelsea are interested in PAO case. Yeah, we've done that. I wonder what other news is coming in. Anyone got any questions about anything? Please do let me know. Get them in the chat, or as always, call in and have your say. I don't think Delap's anywhere near good enough. Look, right now he's still obviously a bit raw, but he's a very good profile. He's got very good attributes, and let's see how he continues to develop over the course of the season. That's going to be the interesting thing. How will this guy develop over the course of the season? So yeah. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. But yeah, obviously we've got you know, with the windows coming up soon, these rumors are going to start heating up. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming out. And it's an exciting time, guys, an exciting time. So yeah, let's strap in. Let's strap in and see how we get on, people. Let's strap in and see how we get on. But yeah, it is mega exciting right now what's going on with Chelsea. We're playing really well. We're flying high in the league. Players are playing well. January transfer window's coming up. It's Christmas next week. You know, life is all good, you know, with all things Chelsea. And it's been a while since we've been able to say that. It's been a long time since we've been able to say that. I think we've missed the boat with Vlahovic, to be perfectly honest. I don't see Chelsea going for a Vlahovic style of striker. I really don't. I really don't see that happening. So yeah, at the end of the day, I think we missed our chance there. We had a chance to sign him, and we kind of passed up on it. We didn't go for it. So yeah, for me, yeah, I'm not seeing it personally. I'm not seeing it. I'd be surprised if that happened. He's someone that gets linked with a move all the time and never ends up going anywhere. So yeah, I don't see that one happening. Look, it's going to be a relatively unknown striker, in my opinion, that comes in. That is exactly what I think is going to happen. So yeah, let's see how this one pans out. But I don't think we're going to be getting much striker news in January. Sancho signing of the season. I wouldn't say it was signing of the season, but it's looking to be very, very good business. Very, very good business, and something that I think we can be very pleased with, guys. Very, very pleased with Jadon Sancho. No, I mean, what's Gyökeres's record been like since Amorim left? You know, is he struggling to score goals? I think Sporting are just struggling in general, guys. You know, I think Sporting are just struggling in general. So that'll be an interesting one. Yeah, of course, you know, there's going to be the likes of Chilwell, Chukwuemeka, Cassidy. I think all three of those will leave. Let's see what happens with Axel Disasi if anything comes in. You know, you're looking at very fringe players moving on. You know, ones that we know need to be moved on. You know, the names are obvious. So yeah, not too much more to add on that front. Not too much more to add on that front. So yeah, let's wait and see, guys. Let's wait and see. Any questions about anything, people in the chat? We're going to round this one out very, very shortly. Mate, Maresca's in phase 1. He's been here about 5 months. So yeah, now we're firmly feet on the ground in phase 1. And we move from there, and we see what happens, you know. We're feet firmly on the ground in phase 1, for sure. We're just a Conference League team trying to get 3 points against Brentford. Leon, that is exactly what we are. You know, that's exactly what we are. What centre back do I think it will be? I honestly don't know. It's a good question. I would expect it to be. I mean, look, I think a safe bet would be Thomas Araujo. But it's hard to tell. Oh yeah, bro. Title talk is well on the back burners until sort of March for me. Brother, I never said that I wanted to sell Enzo Fernandez. Oh, not me. Can't believe they wanted Enzo sold. Yeah, look, both of them have been outstanding this season. Both of them have been absolutely superb, and I think we can just be really happy with how things are going right now. You know, we can be really, really happy. So yeah, let's wait and see on that front. But yeah, guys, I'm going to round this one out here. Big up to everyone that's tuned in tonight. Thank you for your support. Thanks for those who called in. I'm going to rethink the Monday shows in terms of a time, because this sort of 5 p.m. time is not working numbers-wise. The numbers are well down compared to the rest of the week. So I'm going to rethink the Monday shows, and maybe go earlier in the afternoon, maybe like a 4 p.m. or something along those lines. Switch it up and try something a little bit different. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Big love to everyone that called in. Make sure on the way out you are smashing that like button. It's free. It takes seconds to do so. So run those likes up, subscribe, all that good stuff, people. I'll be back tomorrow again with more content, whether it's an upload or live news. Talk to me. So I'll be back then. Probably 5 p.m. tomorrow. 5 p.m. on a Tuesday seems to work reasonably well. So yeah, stay locked in for that, guys. I'll get some guests on and stuff like that. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. Up the Chelsea. We're back. We're serious again. And I'll catch you lot again tomorrow, and we are out of here. Peace out, people.